Pops Garage.
Yeah, the restoration and conservation specialists.
Yeah, okay. Forget your fancy words. Back to reality.
Yeah.
And we're back in the workshop doing what we do. We've got a section coming up called Tonto's Bargain Buys. So we're going to look at see if cheap motoring really does exist.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at my new purchases.
Yep, there's and we've also out on the road to pick up, guess what? Another bike. Don't worry, Pops.
It's okay, we decided to fetch that whilst he was in the kitchen making a brew. We tricked him. We sent him to make a cup of tea and then we did one.
Yeah, and this is what we did. Right, so we've left the unit and we're off on our jollies to find a motorbike.
Yeah, this poor little specimen, basically we was contacted, the engine's popped on this bike, so they've asked us if we can have a look. So we're just going to pick it up.
It's actually, I've just thought, we're on the 511, aren't we?
Yeah.
You know who lives down this way, don't you?
Well, he doesn't live down this way.
Well, okay, he works down this. He lives in there. He spends long enough in there. He lives there. But we've got Richard Goodall from Goodall Restorations down this way.
Yeah, you guys might remember the name for the Land Rover Minerva that we had in the Pops Garage stand at the NEC.
So I think what we'll do actually, we'll duck this way. He's always said pop in for a cup of tea, didn't he?
Well, he's got a special little toy apparently, so I'm intrigued to see what that could be.
Even more so. So we're going to take a slight detour on the way down and we'll pop in and see what he's got. So let's go find him.
Yeah, this is
oh, we go. All right, Richard.
All right.
All right, before we pop in and see what you got here.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
So you told us you got some interesting toys.
Yeah, Model T there.
Wow.
How wonderful is that?
That's amazing.
That we're restoring slowly.
That's beautiful, actually.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
So guys, we're here today at RJ Goodall Restorations.
Yeah.
We've basically come down to look at this beauty that Richard has got. This is stunning.
Beautiful,
So,
isn't it?
can you tell us more about it, Rich?
Yeah, it's a 1920 Ford Model T Roadster. It's direct import from West Virginia in America.
Direct import?
Yeah.
You imported it yourself?
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Is this the first time you've done that?
It is, yeah.
What kind of barriers did you come up against?
Loads. Loads.
What a stunning machine.
Well, I tell you what, forget the barriers. Let's have a closer look at the car. Okay, guys. Now, with the Model T, it doesn't drive like any car that you'll know. This is completely different.
Tonto?
What?
Where's your tooth gone?
Oh, it's a bike. It bit me.
There's never.
Now, if you come around here, look at this. See, down there, we have 3 pedals, but none of the pedals are a clutch. None of the pedals are an accelerator. There's gears, but there's no gear lever. Because this is where the really weird bit goes on. So if I step up here, look. Woo!
Oh, be careful.
I'll carefully step up here.
Do you want me to hold the other end?
Right, so we're in the driving seat. To get into first gear, you take the handbrake, which is just here by my leg, and you move it from there to the middle position. I won't do it at the moment because, as you can see, we've got some work going on. You then press this first pedal down to the floor. That will take you into first gear. Now to accelerate, here is our accelerator. None of these pedals. Okay. To stop, you take the foot off the first pedal and you press the middle pedal. That is your brake. Now, this is the clever bit. If you want to go backwards, you push this pedal down, which would be your accelerator pedal, and that will take us backwards. Press the middle pedal and stop again.
So let me get this right. You press the first pedal to go up, press the middle pedal to go down, and you press the third pedal to go to the moon.
That's it. Now, if you want second gear, you press the first pedal halfway. You move the handbrake lever from the middle position all the way forward.
That's so complicated, Rich.
Press the first pedal to the floor, you're in first gear. Take your foot off the pedal, you're now in second gear. Just don't brake in emergency, not knowing what you're doing, because then you go back to pick your gearbox up. But that is how Ford did it. Really, really complex system.
Why would it be such a complex system, Tonto?
Well, when you're used to it, It's easy. But every single car back in the day like this had its own way of doing things. There was no standardisation on the pedals, which meant if you bought a new car, you had to learn how that car operated, because it wasn't like the car you've been driving before.
Bit like driving a Ford, yeah?
Exactly like driving a Ford. Fix or repair daily. But you've got something interesting about this car, haven't you?
Yes, it uses trembler coils.
Yeah, so let me just carefully dismount and we'll have a look
So
at that.
guys, something really interesting is this. This is the internet.
Is it?
Trembler coil, sorry.
Oh,
It's a trembler coil. So yeah, basically, you've got 3 different points on this. You've got your earth point. Richard, that's the spark plug. Yeah. And that's your positive. And this is where all the magic happens. Now basically, these differ from today's conventional coils because these can actually run on AC or DC.
So how many of those in the car?
4.
Oh, right. So it's one for each cylinder,
Yes.
piston.
That's correct.
That's really weird, that is, isn't it?
And it uses induction.
Yeah.
Uses induction to create the
Spark. That is strange.
fantastic.
But I know another strange fact, actually, about the Ford Model T.
Yep.
Okay, the final fact we're going to give you about this car, and there are loads, but the final fact of this one is that Ford actually started making these over here in this country. Now, as we've heard Richard say earlier, this one's actually imported over here from the USA. But they sent them over as what we call CKDs. That's complete knockdown kits. So they take all the parts, stick it in a crate, ship it over. Now, Mr. Henry Ford was very specific with his crates. They had to be a certain type of wood, a certain size, which seems very fussy just to pack a load of car parts in. But when they came over here, they'd unpack them carefully, take the crates apart, then the crates became the floor of the car or truck. So it minimised the amount of shipping weight that was needed to send the parts over. Very, very clever idea. But actually, why Richard's not looking, have you seen what he's got over there in the corner? That is awesome. Look, over this way, look. Look at that, baby.
That's amazing. So
I
does
think
this
it shrank in the wash.
does this dad joke alert number 1? So does this actually run, Rich?
Yeah.
That is beautiful, isn't it?
That's stunning.
We'll leave that for another day, guys, because
We got to get this
put the
bike.
kettle on yet, and we've got to go and get this bike. So we're going to get back on the road and fetch this bike.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Richard.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Wasn't that interesting what Richard had got there then?
Yeah, it was like the Ferrari of its day.
Yeah, that's a super cool car. Really
It was awesome. I think those tremor coils are phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really bizarre, isn't it? To generate a spark
Yeah.
and having 3 pedals but no clutch or accelerator.
Yeah. Well, I'd be fine there, wouldn't I? I don't like going fast.
Well, see, the thing that's on one of the Richard Hammond when he did a exercise once, where he had to leave a car outside a hotel,
Yeah.
and the best car would always stay outside the hotel when they'd move the car. So he drove up there in a Model T,
Yeah.
and nobody at the hotel knew how to drive this Model T.
I was
So
that with
it stayed
Jeremy
there.
Clarkson and Captain Slow.
That's it, yeah. And so Richard Hammond's won because his car stayed outside the hotel all night because he didn't know how to drive it. Because as you saw, very, very weird to drive.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you to Richard Goodall at Richard Goodall Restorations.
Yes, it was really good of you to let us pop in and have a brew and have a look at your wonderful machine. That was really, really smart.
Yes, awesome.
So we're going to carry on now and get this little bike and get it back to the unit, and then when we get back with it, we'll show you what we've got and hopefully find out what the problem is, get it rebuilt and get it sorted.
But don't tell Pops we've got another bike.
No, whatever you do, don't do that. It's, there's no more bikes in the unit, only the bikes we got.
Right, over to the studio.
Okay, see you in a bit.
So this is the 50cc that we went to Peterborough to pick up. It's a Raiju RS2 Matrix. Currently a non-runner. We started to strip it back and we found that the wiring loom was literally just a spider's nest of cables. The guy who had it before was an apprentice mechanic, didn't really know what he was doing and started to hack a bits and pieces. So we've
what we're going to do, we're going to rip the wiring loom out and we're going to start from scratch so that we can test all the components to make sure that the bits work so that we can get the bike fired up. What you got here, Tonto?
We've got a 2005 Ford Focus.
Cool.
It's 1600 diesel, so it's a nice cheap motor to run. It should average about 50 miles to the gallon. So, bargain bucket of the day.
Ah, one of Tonto's bargain buckets, eh?
This is it. We had to do 3 jobs for the MOT. This is why we got it at the bargain price. The one job, on the rear suspension, the 2 butterfly bushes had gone, but when I had a look, none of the other bushes looked clever, so we decided 180 quid, renewed every single bush on the rear axle. It included arms, so it's literally unbolt, bolt on. Nice and easy job. The other job was there's a hole in the exhaust, but again the exhaust didn't look too clever, so rather than mess about, placed whole exhaust, £80. And the most expensive job of all was on this wheel stud had broken. £1.60, job done. So we add all that onto the top of the cost of the car, and what do you reckon, Tonto? What sort of figure? Bearing in mind this is on the book price, 1200 quid.
800 quid?
Nowhere near. The car cost me £120.
Bargain.
So there we go. So the age of cheap motoring isn't dead. 120 quid to buy the car, approximately 400 quid all in with the parts, and that's what this old girl's cost. Okay, the paint, the lacquer's coming off in places, so it's not too shiny, but it's a 400 quid car all in, 12-month MOT. You can't argue at that. Let's take a look at it. In fact, actually, this is a clever one. If you try and open the bonnet of a Ford, you won't find any cable release inside. What you do is go for the badge. Finger on the side, lift the badge up, you've got a keyhole. Take your ignition key, in, turn it to the right, then to the left. There we go, opens up. Now come over here and have a look at this. Okay, so here we go, 1600 diesel. Now the first thing you'll notice is that the top cover is missing, but this is peanuts from the scrapyard. Pick one up. So go to scrapyard, get a new second-hand cover. It's going to cost you a tenner. So you can put the cover back on. But the engine works fine without it. It's not a major problem. A small little diesel leak there. Again, it's just weeping. Tighten it up, nip it up, job done. So nice 1600 diesel power plant. So inside the car, as you can see, we have a nice Sony stereo which works on the remote control system that we have on the steering column, and you got AC, you've got the front and rear heated windscreens, and a nice clean display on the dashboard. If we just move the steering wheel around, and you can see all look good there. All lights go off, which is exactly what you want. So we just start the engine so we can show you that. So there we go, one by one, all lights go off, which gives us a clear thing. Now the one you can see there on is the handbrake, so obviously we've got the handbrake on, but plenty of room inside. It's a good family 5-seater, so there's plenty of room for everybody. So there we go. That is how you do cheap motoring.
So, one of the main jobs that we've got to do is set the rust back on this frame. We've noticed that only a little bit of surface rust, but the quickest way with the angle grinder. So, but see if you... No, this ain't going to do the job. I'll tell you what, I got an idea. Right, so...
What's up?
Don't reach, does it?
What doesn't?
The angle grinder.
Oh.
I was going to use an extension lead, but the problem is they're all tied up.
Why don't you use this?
I don't want to get dirty. It's brand new kit.
That's true.
So guys, obviously you guys are, you see our reviews every month that we do on that tool, so we decided we'd have a bit of a splash out and we'd upgrade some of the current hand tools that we got in the unit.
Got this nice little gadget.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's a nice little angle grinder. Beauty of this one, no power lead, so you can literally get anywhere to do it. In fact, when we did the exhaust on the Ford Focus, the exhaust is one piece from front to back. Obviously we're not on a big massive lift up ramp, have to do it on axle stands and wheel braces. So, chopped it in half with this. Nice and easy to get off there. Straight underneath the car. No power needed, nothing. Just simply one of them.
Obviously we had the guards and glasses.
Of course, of course.
Now the fantastic bit about these are, these are 1.5 amp hour batteries, so they're not the strongest, but they do deliver a good charge. You can get up to 4 to 5 amp hour batteries, which will give you a lot more consistency. For what we do in the workshop, they're ideal.
Yeah, because it's just simply slice here, slice there. But the beauty is that with this, the battery fits it. We don't just fit this. If we get rid of that, and what you got over there, Spanners?
So we started off with the drill driver set. So we bought the drill driver set because with that you get the 2 batteries, you get the drill driver, the impact driver, and you get the charger. Now, most importantly, you can't buy the chargers on their own very easily. So by getting a kit like this, especially when they're on offer at certain retail establishments, you can get a pretty good deal for the batteries and the charger. So with this one, you've got the standard drill driver, which it's a hammer drill, and the standard impact driver, so fantastic for DIY.
And then once you've got the batteries, you can then buy, was it a bare bones system that you called it?
Yeah, they're bare bones units.
A bare bones unit.
Which means they come without a box, they come without a battery, they are literally just the model itself. So
this one's a little drill.
No, that one's a very
a bit
heavy.
more powerful.
Yeah.
Little drill. I'm
particularly impressed with this one. I actually stripped an Alfa Romeo engine recently with this. It does up to 980 Newton meters.
You can see what you're doing.
980. I had Pops hanging off a 6-foot scaffold pole, trying to crank a bolt. That would do the job.
Yeah. And the other beauty of these is they're actually bushless motors. So you get no unusual arcing and flashing. It also reduces heat when you're working it hard, so it doesn't overheat again and pooch you when you burn out. So yes, these will cost you more than your average cheapo brand, but you get what you pay for.
The impact driver retails currently at $159.99.
But you won't find one, I don't think, better on the market.
No, there is a Makita one. The Makita one is $269.99. However, it's nowhere near as powerful.
Yeah, so when you do look around for these guys, shop around. We choose the brand that's best for what we want to do, for the jobs that we want to do. But that brand might not necessarily be better for you.
And we're not sponsored by DeWalt yet.
No, not yet. You're listening, DeWalt. So it's literally what's best brand. These do the job we want. They're a tough tool. They'll work on the bikes, the cars, no problem at all.
The only problem I've found is so far is keeping them out of Dad's hands.
Yeah.
So Pops.
We get this nice cabinets here and put a lock on it.
Pops a bit like a magpie when he sees new tools. Ooh. And they say cheap matching don't exist.
I know. We proved it. 120 quid.
I've had rounds of drinks. That's cost more.
Yeah. Talking of drinks, I thought you went to make a coffee.
Well, we sent him out so we could get the code in, didn't we?
That's true. Yeah, but we need him now.
Yeah. Pops. Pops.
Oh, here he is.
Oh, here he is. Hey up, Pops.
What's this? What's this doing in here?
Well, it was there all along.
That wasn't.
That's his new hairdryer.
Right. No more bikes now. I've been told.
That's not a bike, it's a hairdryer.
Yeah.
That was like one.
I think when we just counted them up, we've actually got 9 bikes in the unit at the moment.
Oops. But what we are going to do later, guys, is we're going to show you on this 50 on the next show exactly how a 2-stroke works. I know some of you that will understand the concept of it, but for many, it's not like a 4-stroke engine. So we'll show you exactly how a 2-stroke works on the next series coming up.
Yeah, we've got our next bargain buy as well.
Yes, we've got that already lined up, so we can show you another bargain buy. Slightly more expensive than the 120 quid Ford, but still a good buy.
Excellent. So from us guys.
Yeah, take care. Safe riding from all of us.
Um,
Bye bye.
Bye bye.